The search is on for a man accused of opening fire on a police cruiser after leading officers on a chase. Thank you for joining us. I'm Regina Mobley.
And I'm Arrianee LeBeau in for Janet Roach. Now, this all started with an incident in Chesapeake and ended in Portsmouth. Well, now state police have taken over this case. They are searching for the suspect near Victory Home Mobile Home Park in Portsmouth. That is where 13 News Now reporter Allie Weatherton joins us with the latest.
Well, guys, we're almost 12 hours into this investigation, and state police are actually still here at the scene. If you can see right behind this chain link fence, you can see the caution tape is still up. That big state police truck is still there, and people who live in this area say they are still keeping their doors locked because that suspect is still out there. Now, Chesapeake police told us this morning the incident all started around 4:30 this morning for an attempted traffic stop off South Military Highway. Now, officers were trying to stop a Ford Mustang for a violation. That's when the driver refused to stop and led officers on a chase into the city of Portsmouth from Chesapeake. The driver eventually stopped at this trailer park and started to run. He then shot at officers as they tried to stop him. No one was hurt. A police canine attempted to track the suspect down but had no luck. And as the investigation continues, neighbors say they're on high alert. They say they heard several gunshots this morning.
I looked out the window and I seen the blue lights. So I was like, oh no. And then of course I was running from window to window to see what was going on.
Now, state police says this investigation is ongoing. They say they're going to be out here for a few hours, and this investigation is going to take weeks to look into. Now, coming up on 13 News Now at 5, hear from that neighbor you just heard from and what she says police came to her door and what they said. Live in Portsmouth, Allie Weatherton, 13 News Now.
All right, it feels like spring again. Finally, the temperatures climbed into the 70s in some spots today after taking that cruel dip yesterday.
And this is a live look over the eastern shore. Let's go ahead and toss it over to meteorologist Evan Stewart to see how the rest of the week is shaping up.
Well, we're certainly looking at a wide range of temperatures across the region as that warm front has been slow to clear the area. Notice that it's 77 degrees in Elizabeth City, 78 in Edenton, but we're in the 60s across the peninsula and 50s up along the eastern shore. We will see temperatures continuing to rise as we go through the evening hours and then pretty much level off in the 60s a little bit later on tonight. We had the clouds this morning, finally gave way to sunshine this afternoon, but here are those low clouds that we had through much of the day, but that clearing line is working its way off towards the north. A couple of sprinkles and showers back through West Virginia. We could see an isolated sprinkle later tonight, but the bigger story will come tomorrow with this strong storm system that is in the middle part of the country right now. Cold front moving through St. Louis, and you can see this line of tornado watch boxes and a severe thunderstorm watch box down towards Texas. So this front will slide through here tomorrow, giving us a good chance at some showers and thunderstorms into the afternoon, and some of those could be on the strong side. For the rest of the evening, though, we're looking generally at partly cloudy skies, and again, temperatures might even spike up into the low 70s by 5 o'clock and then pretty much level off in the 60s. But notice clouds on the increase a little bit later on tonight, and that'll set the stage for the showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. We'll time it all out, and I'll have the rest of the 7-day forecast coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Evan. Happening now in Norfolk, city leaders are looking over the proposed budget for the next fiscal year. It includes funding for new projects, but it also includes a slight tax increase. 13 News Now reporter Jacqueline Lee is downtown. And Jacqueline, tell us about this tax increase.
Regina, City Manager Doug Smith is recommending a 10-cent real estate tax increase as a way to address huge issues facing Norfolk. Now, one of those issues includes aging infrastructure. He mentioned that there are pipes in the city of Norfolk that predate World War I. You got city cars and equipment that are outdated. He said they're no longer useful. And so he's using this budget as a way to tackle those problems.
We've got old facilities, old equipment, and in order to deliver the services that we need, that people expect, we need to have the right equipment and the right technology and the right facilities to deliver those services.
And the other issues the budget tackles include sea level rise, poverty, and school funding. So we'll have more for you guys on that on 13 News Now at 5. Live in Norfolk, Jacqueline Lee, 13 News Now.
Well, get ready for a new option at Norfolk International Airport. Starting in June, Allegiant Air will offer new flights from Norfolk to Jacksonville, Florida. How the airline made the announcement today, and 13 News Now reporter Elise Brown explains why the airport officials say this could be a help for the military community.
Airport officials believe this service will make a big impact on the military community. Allegiant Air expanding its Norfolk service. They've been in the Mermaid City since last fall.
Today we announced new ultra-low-cost non-stop travel to Jacksonville, Florida.
Michelle Whaley is a spokesperson for the airline. She says fares start at $49 for one way. They fly on Thursdays and Sundays.
It's starting out as a seasonal route. It's going to start June 14th until August 12th.
If it's successful, the airline may extend the route. The airport and airline believe this route will make a large impact on the military community, helping to connect Naval Station Norfolk to Naval Air Station Jacksonville and Naval Station Mayport.
Survey shows that about 15% of our total passengers are either directly in the military or their military families that travel through here.
In the past, Allegiant has faced scrutiny from the FAA for things from maintenance to procedures. The FAA says the airline took action to mitigate the problems.
Safety is our #1 priority. We would never do anything to jeopardize that.
Again, that route is scheduled from June 14th to August 12th. Now, the airline says if it's successful, they may extend. In Norfolk, Elise Brown, 13 News Now.
As we approach the midterm elections, Virginia Senator Tim Kaine is on the campaign trail with several stops in Hampton Roads today. The Democrat had events in Norfolk, Newport News, Virginia Beach, and Hampton. Those visits are part of a 20-plus event schedule across the Commonwealth this month. Senator Kaine is up for re-election in November. Several Republicans are challenging him for his seat. 13 News Now caught up with the senator today. See what he had to say about the issues facing our community on 13 News Now at 5.
And today, the local military community took time to honor the life and legacy of a leader who recently passed away. There was a memorial for Lieutenant Colonel John Penry. He was the deputy commander of JEB Little Creek Fort Story. Penry passed away at his home last week at the age of 61. In a memorial on base, colleagues honored Penry's 43 years of service as an Army officer.
I want them to remember John Penry as a hero, because that's what he was to me, and that's what he is to our community, and we'll never be able to replace him. Just somebody that, no matter what, he'd come up, he'd shake your hand, he'd give you a smile, and just make you a better person by knowing him.
Penry passed away just before his retirement. He leaves behind a wife and 6 children.
Some local sailors are getting ready to say goodbye to their families for a while. The USS Winston Churchill deploys Thursday. When the guided missile destroyer leaves Naval Station Norfolk, it will head to the Middle East and the Mediterranean Sea.
A traffic reminder on the Outer Banks. You may see some closures on the Bonner Bridge over the next week or so. NCDOT crews are working on the replacement project. Tomorrow night, crews will close the road at 10. It will reopen until 5 Thursday morning. Now, that same closure will happen again on April 10th. The new bridge is expected to open to traffic late this year.
We have some consumer alerts for you tonight. First, a new data breach to watch out for. Panera Bread is dealing with a problem with its website. Security analysts say people who've placed orders online with Panera could be at risk of having their information exposed. Panera says it has fixed the issue and believes fewer than 10,000 customers are affected. And there's a recall for Stella Artois beer. The company says some of its 11.2-ounce bottles may have pieces of glass inside the bottle. This applies to 6-packs, 12-packs, 18-packs, 24-packs, and multi-packs. And Stella Artois Léger 6-packs and 12-packs in the U.S. You can find more information on 13newsnow.com. Look for this story under the Money section.